tubahaye ikaze mu kiganiro ubuzima buzima. Iyi ni TV1, nge nitwa Eric Seba. Tugiye kubatembereza mu ntara y'Iburengerazuba mu karere ka Rutsiro mu murenge wa Mushonyi. Aho niho haherereye ikigo twasuye kuri uyu munsi aricyo cyitwa APAKAPE. Iki kigo rero tukaba twagiye kuganira n'abanyeshuri biga muri iki kigo kugira ngo twumve uburyo bazi zimwe muri gahunda za leta. Uburyo tugiye kuganira n'abanyeshuri biraza guca mu biganiro mpaka. Hagiye gukorwa ikiganiro mpaka hagati y'abanyeshuri. Ni ikiganiro cyiza gukorwa mu rurimi rw'Icyongereza. Mbere yuko twanzika n'aba banyeshuri, tubanze tuganire n'umuyobozi w'iki kigo cya APAKAPE kugira ngo tumenye amwe mu mavu n'amavuko yacyo, ndetse tunamenye n'ibijyanye n'imyigire y'icyo kigo. Reka rero tudatinze dutangirane n'umuyobozi w'iki kigo, nyuma turaza gukurikirana ikiganiro mpaka kiri bukorwe n'abanyeshuri biga kuri iki kigo cya APAKAPE.
Amazina yanjye nitwa Bigirimana Anastase, ndi umuyobozi w'ikigo cy'amashuri yisumbuye APAKAPE. Ikigo cyatangiye ku itariki 2 z'ukwezi kwa 9 mu mwaka w'1985. Icyo gihe cyatangiye ari ikigo cyigenga gishyizweho n'ababyeyi, kiraza kigeze muri mwaka w'1999 kiza guhagarara gatoya, ariko uko cyakoraga neza leta yaje kugirana cy'amasezerano, noneho kiba ikigo gifatanya na leta ku bw'amasezerano kuva mu mwaka wa 2000 kugeza umunsi wa none. Ikigo gifite ndahera ku byiciro bibiri byacyo, gifite icyiciro rusange ndetse kikagira n'icyiciro cy'amashami. Icyiciro cy'amashami gifite amashami 3 y'amasiyanse. Dufite ishami rya MCB, ni Mathematics, Chemistry and Biology. Tukagira ishami rya PCB, ni Physics, Chemistry and Biology. Tukagira n'ishami rya MPG, ni Mathematics, Physics and Geography. Mu rwego rw'akarere wenda hari namwe muzafata amakuru babasobanurire neza, kuko burya kwivuga biragora, ariko nkurikije mu myaka initambutse ikigo cya APAKAPE kiri imbere mu karere ka Rutsiro. Haba ari muri tronkome, haba ari mu mashami, nta kibazo na gito tugira, kuko n'amaraporo arahari n'imibare irahari. Imitsindire y'abana ni imitsindire myiza. Wenda afashe nk'imitsindire y'umwaka ushize w'umwaka wa 2018, mu mwaka wa 3 twakoresheje abana 39, abana bose baratsinze. Kandi cyiza gihari nuko noneho abo bana batsinda bose bahawe ibigo na REB. Uwagize amanota make yari afite aggregate ya 39, kandi REB yafashe abana kuzamura kugera muri za 50 ndetse na 60. Abana bose rero bahawe ibigo. Ku bijyanye n'amashami twakoresheje abanyeshuri 78, abanyeshuri bose 78 baratsinze, babonye amadiplome yabo. Kandi gishimishije kurenza nuko abenshi muri bo bafite access muri kaminuza, ndavuga scholarship, bemerewe kujya kwiga muri kaminuza bakomeza amasomo yabo. Murakoze.
The audience, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Here we are in APAKAPE Excellent School. I'm by names of Ishimwe Anita. I study in Senior 6 MCB. I would like to be the moderator of today's conversation, which has topic states that gender-based violence is a hindrance to economic development of a family or a society. Nowadays, gender-based violence is a pandemic, affects millions of people, especially women, and this impacts negatively economy of a country. Gender-based violence can be classified into different forms, such as physically or psychologically. In our country, sexual violence is highly found in family, workplaces, and other different institutions, and must be stopped completely. In this room, we're gonna give you awareness on gender-based violence. We have 2 groups, proposers and those group about gender-based violence. So let's start our conversation. The floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Zofira coming from this side. Okay, as you see here, we are here dealing about the motion which says that this House believes that gender-based violence is the hindrance to the economic development of family in society. First of all, we are going to talk about what the meaning of gender-based violence. Gender-based violence, it's an act that results in bodily, psychological, sexual, economic harm to some male. And hindrance, as we know, it's like work or something to stop working. Okay, thank you. Also, gender-based violence, it includes many branches like physical, sexual, and psychological violence, even also domestic violence, sexual abuse, like sexual abuse on children by their family members. Also, there is forced pregnancy and sexual slavery. In general, there are 5 types of gender-based violence. The first one is physical violence. In physical violence, you to find their physical assault. This is done by beating or killing someone without using any weapon. And the second one is emotional or psychological violence. In emotional psychological violence, we used to find there abuse, humiliation. Abuse, humiliation is an act of accusing or disrespecting someone in a public. Also, we used to find there confinement. Confinement is isolating a person from his or her friends. Another one, which is the third one, is sexual violence. In sexual violence, we used to find there raping. Raping is an act of doing sexual intercourse without someone's consent. Also, in sexual violence, we find there conjugal raping. It occurs between a husband and a wife when they're going to have sexual intercourse without wife's consent. And also, there we find there sexual abuse. Sexual abuse, it includes inappropriate touching, like touching the breast or buttocks, even the private parts of the girl. Also, the fourth one is social economical violence. In social and economical violence, we used to find there economic violence. Economic violence, it occurs when an abuser has an over control of stopping someone from where he or she gets the resources or the victim's money. The second one is discrimination. Discrimination, it is the exclusion of property rights. Even also we find there social exclusion. It's denying a person from service or accesses where he or she can get profit. And also the third one, which is harmful traditional practices. In harmful traditional practices, we used to find there female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation, it's the way of cutting the clitoris for the young ladies for stopping them from doing unsexual intercourse. The last one, it is forced marriage. It's an arranged marriage against the victim's wish or desire. Thank you. These were the types of gender-based violence.
May you like to tell us about the causes of gender-based violence?
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So, the topic of today states that gender-based violence is a hindrance to the economic development of a family or a society. So, the causes of gender-based violence, one of the points is lack of control due to taking drugs. As you know, when a person takes drugs, he or she loses control. So when he or she loses control, this is why I find he or she may also make sexual violence to people. Also, another is peer pressure. Peer pressure is one of the influence of bad habits, because if a person is in a bad company or bad group, you will find that many of their discussions is about how sexual intercourse is done or about sexual violence to people. And this is also one of the causes of gender-based violence. Another is watching pornography films. These pornography films are put all over the world, or shown all over the world, in order to teach people how sexual intercourse is done. And these people who play this sexual intercourse are first treated, they first test their DNA or test their blood so that there won't be any influence on them. And many of the youth imitate them, knowing that this is good, yet it might also cause some diseases to them, like sexual transmitted diseases, also HIV. Another is some cultures like cutting genital organs of people for for no medical reasons. This is mostly done in Uganda, where you find the young children, mostly it's done for the ladies, where you find the young children, they cut their clitoris or other parts, so that it prevents them from making sexual intercourse. Yet each and everyone has the right to make sex, but at a real time or at an old age. So this may also be one of the cause of gender-based violence to them. Another is putting on miniskirt clothes or tied and even see-through clothes. These clothes will lead to to be a temptation to men to make sexual intercourse. Thank you very much.
Dear audience, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Akariza Angel from Senior 3. So we have listened about the types and the causes of gender-based violence, but would you please like to tell us the people who are involved in gender-based violence? Thank you.
My name is Jonesma Samuel. I study in Senior 5 MCB. I would like to tell you people involved in gender-based violence. Okay. People involved in gender-based violence, first one are rich people, include sugar mommy and sugar daddies. Family members, including women and men. Also there is burglars, those thieves. And also there is teenagers people below 18 years old. There is also entrepreneurs. And also there is drivers. Another people are tailors. Thank you, those are people involved in gender-based violence.
Thanks. And my name is Commands Innocent from Senior 5 PCB. First of all, I would like to tell you, you have listened about the types, causes of, and people involved in the gender-based violence. Would you mind to tell us the effects of gender-based violence to the Rwandan society? Thanks.
Thank you. My name is Debet, students of Senior 6 PCB. So, they ask us the effects of gender-based violence. Gender-based violence is a hindrance to economic development of family in a society. It is true because there are many effects of gender-based violence on society and a person's health. So, they are divided into types: physical, psychological, and economic. In physical, there's what we call injury and disability. You know that in the types of gender-based violence, they have told you about beating and strapping. When you strap someone or beat someone, may result to disability or injury. And when they are injured or disabled, they will no longer able to work for improving their families and even society. Another, it is about infertility. You know that most who are violated are children, and when they are violated, they may result to be infertile. They will never produce again. It is also understandable. Another, it is unwanted pregnancies. Most people who are violated, they get pregnant with which is unwanted. And when they produce those children produced, there are those who go on the street. And when they are on the street are those who commit most crimes like prostitution and so. So there are also spread of diseases like HIV and other diseases through sexual intercourse. Another, it is about chronic health disorder like various chronic syndrome and hypertension. And those effects may result to death. In psychological, there is direct and indirect effects. In direct effects, they are being ashamed. Most people who are violated, they have a shame to travel, for example, to school. And when they doesn't travel to school, there are increase of many illiterates in the country. And when they are illiterate, it is still a problem. Are you together? Another, it is mistrust of others. Those who are violated, they will never trust other persons. And post-traumatic disorder. Most of people who are violated, they are suffered from trauma. Another, it is about suicide or suicide. Most of people who are violated, they commit suicide and they suffer from death. And when they die, who will improve their development? None. It's a question. In indirect, there is drug use. Most people who are violated, they use drugs. And when they use drugs, they become drug addictive. And when they become addictive, they will no longer able to work for improving their families. In economical and social, there's the measure of women's confidence. The confidence of women will be damaged and they will lack confidence to work for improving their families and development of society. And it is understandable this is a hindrance to economic development. I think it is also understandable. Another, it is about reduced ability to economy. Most of the peoples who are violated, they are no longer have ability to participate in economic activities like umuganda. So thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm by name of Bagasana Imran from Senior 2. We have clearly understood the effects, causes, and people involved in gender-based violence. Would you like to tell us a little bit prevention of gender-based violence? Thanks.
My name is Chuz Adolf. I study in Senior 4 PCB. I am to tell you about prevention on gender-based violence. First of all, prevention is classified into two levels. There is a national level and a social level. In the national level, government should apply zero tolerance on gender-based violence. Here, government should punish seriously those who committed violence. Another is government should educate people about gender-based violence and its effects and how it is done so that they can prevent themselves from doing gender-based violence. Another is at a social level. Social level, sensitizing girls to put on decent clothes, avoiding put on symmetrical dresses. Another is sensitizing people to avoid taking drug abuse. As our opponent said that this drug abuse can make you to lose your control of your mind. If you lose control of your mind, you will violate somebody because you don't have control. Another is sensitizing people to join some clubs on gender-based violence. Here, if we make clubs which fight gender-based violence, this will help people to know what about the gender-based violence, its consequences, and its types. Another is sensitizing people to avoid idling so that they can fight against poverty. Another is sensitizing people to have habit of saying no when they're trying to violate them or they're trying to lie them, like those who are sugar mommy or sugar daddies. Thanks, those were the preventions on gender-based violence.
So good morning, everybody here. I'm called Joseph Nzabimana, coming from S5 PCB. Firstly, I thank you so much because you have been taught us about gender-based violence, but I still have a question. How can we help the victim of gender-based violence? So thanks.
Firstly, I'm going to first give you a structure for the implementation of gender-based violence of National Policy Against Gender-Based Violence. We are going to start from lower level up to upper level. At lower level, we have Mutugudu level, we have community policing. At cell level, we have cell executive secretary assisted by social affairs officer. At sector level, we have anti-gender-based violence and child protection committee. At district level, we have Isango One Stop Center, and at national level, we have Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion. So there are also other organs that help in fighting against gender-based violence in the society, including National Women's Council, we have National Public Prosecution Authority, we have one National Police, and we have also National Children's Council. So now I'm going to tell you about what you can do if you have become a victim of gender-based violence. Firstly, you may get to a safe place. This can help you to be well organized in mind and avoid the trauma to the victim of gender-based violence. Another, you can contact someone who can help you. He or she may be a police, your friend, a family member, or other community agencies. Also, a victim of gender-based violence must not drink and eat, must not change clothes, because these activities may destroy physical evidence that will be important when they are prosecuting the assailant. Also, you may run to the nearest hospital to get medical attention. Here, you may have a victim of gender-based violence may have hidden injuries, that he or she wants to explore, pregnancy and sexual transmitted diseases. So if you run to the hospital, there's something which they help you to avoid this, to get sexual transmitted and pregnancy. Also, at the hospital, if you wish to keep the sexual assault privately, you may tell the nurse that you need to discuss a serious emotional concern that is highly personal, and you should discuss it with only a mental health professional. This is totally allowed because you have right to give information in the way you want. Also, medical providers are mandated reporters. They are available to help the victim in all essential treatment and assessment, and they are ready to protect you and support you when you are reporting someone who violated you. Also, a victim of gender-based violence may write everything that happened to him or her with much details as possible, because this will help the victim in his or her own healing process and in any legal action he or she may decide to take. So, thank you.
Dear audience, ladies and gentlemen, gender-based violence is a problem facing all over the world. So, government and non-government must join their hands to fight against gender-based violence by reporting any case about sexual violence and joining their hand to fight against gender-based violence so as to punish those perpetrators of gender-based violence. In addition, Isange One Stop Center must be available everywhere within our country so as to help the victim. And if there is any case about sexual violence, bring the victim to the nearest health center or hospital and avoid washing or changing her clothes, because when you do it, you are hiding the witness. I think this is the end of our conversation. Thank you so much.